Before we get into this episode, if you've been listening to Wind the Q and getting something out of it, we appreciate it. And if you want to support the show, we've got a monthly support option set up through the link in the description. If not, just listening and sharing goes a long way. All right, let's get to it. The fire service isn't just what we do. For many of us, it's who we become. We wear the shirt with pride. We introduce ourselves as firefighters before we introduce ourselves as husbands, wives, fathers, mothers. The job gives us purpose. It gives us friendships. It gives us identity. But what happens when that identity begins to consume everything else? Who are you when the tones aren't dropping? When you're not sitting around the kitchen table? When you retire or get injured or life forces you away from the job? Can you still answer the question, who am I? This episode isn't about mental health. It's about identity. Because if we're not careful, we can become great firefighters while slowly losing the people we were called to be.
Boots hit the floor. Jump in our gear. Mask, gloves, door, screaming down the street.
Welcome back to Wind the Q, the Stories Behind the Sirens. I'm Lieutenant Dodson, Engine Officer here in Northwest Georgia. Today's guest is Lieutenant Axel Agan. Axel joined us in Season 1 to discuss firefighter mental and emotional health. Today, we're taking that conversation in a different direction. So we're talking about identity, who we are beyond the badge, how we keep the fire service from becoming our entire identity, how we balance serving others without neglecting our faith, our family, and our personal lives. Axel, welcome back.
Thanks, buddy. Happy to be here.
Pull that microphone over there to your mouth a little bit.
I'm sorry. Hey, buddy.
There you go. See, that sounded awesome.
Okay.
All right, so let's jump right into it. So most firefighters don't intentionally make the job their identity. It just happens. One shift becomes another shift. Years go by. Before long, everything revolves around the fire service. When somebody asks, who are you? Why is it so easy for firefighters to answer with their profession?
Well, I think, like you said, it becomes a part of your identity. It's, it's a third of your life that you're here, and it's just hard to shake sometimes. It kind of gets into you.
I agree with that. I think we come into this, because we've talked about it being a calling more than us just getting a job somewhere. You can get a job about anywhere, but it's bigger than that. And
even if it starts as getting a job, it becomes a calling.
Yeah.
You fall into it, and
That's
it's
right.
like, oh man, this is what I do.
Yeah. And we're proud of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a noble profession. So in keeping that in mind, allowing this profession to totally shape our identity can also be detrimental. What are some warning signs that we should watch for if it becomes too much of our identity?
I'd say being distant at home, maybe, kind of detached from regular life.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you came up with this topic because, everyone, if you've done this job for any length of time, you kind of go through stages. Around 3 to 5 years, a lot of people hit that kind of burnout stage where, they're just dragging at the department. And everybody's going to hit a stage too where it becomes kind of all consuming and it eats up your life. And right now I'm kind of in that all consumed stage.
I get that.
Where it's, it's a lot. And then I get home and I just kind of isolate a little bit, drive my wife insane. And, so I thought it was funny that you picked this to talk about because I'm kind of right in the middle of that.
Yeah, I went through that. I don't remember exactly, 5 or 6 years.
When I can tell from you lately, you've gotten a really good balance.
Yeah,
I've noticed that where you're not. I mean, obviously you're still very much into your job.
Yeah,
but you're not, all consumed with it.
Well, and we've talked about this before too. I don't know if it's getting older and my daughter just got married, so life changes and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
for so long, I spent so much time here.
Yeah.
Doing, sometimes I wasn't even getting paid. I was just here doing whatever. On the backside of it now, I realize that's not what's important. I love my job.
Right.
I do, and still do a lot of instructing and different stuff, but the family at home is what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, getting older, and my daughter just got married. My second daughter's getting married in 11 months. And I guess it's hit me that I lost a lot of time with them.
Right.
Being here. And some of that time I should have been at home. I didn't have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has kind of led to that balance a little bit, and it still ain't perfect by no means, but
No, but it's gotten noticeably better.
Yeah.
You can tell you've found a good place where you can be dedicated to your job, but also turn it off.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Also, you're a much older man now, so I guess that helps.
I am so old. I will be 46 in October.
Really?
Yeah. I know I don't look it.
No, you don't look a day over 45.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Mindy looked at me the other day. I think we were in the car, and she said, "Lean your head over." And I leaned my head over, and she said, "I think you've got a thin spot on the top."
Do you?
Yeah, and that was just like a kick in the shin.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
with
I
me,
appreciate
Mindy.
that. I already got the dad bod. I mean, so yeah, that kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. So every worthwhile career requires sacrifice, and we've talked about the sacrifice we make here, but we just touched on the sacrifices that we make away from here. Fire service is no different, but sacrifice and neglect aren't the same thing. What are firefighters most at risk of sacrificing without us even realizing that we're doing it? And I think we kind of touched on this a little bit already.
Yeah. Your presence, because you can be so wrapped up in this job that
Yeah.
even if you're at home, if you're not working tons of overtime or instructing, even if you come home on your 2 days off, if you're not present, you're not really there.
Yeah.
You're not, you're not living life with
Yeah.
your family the way you're supposed to.
That's true. And we talked about it too in the first episode that you were on, that a lot of times we come home and we're sitting at the table or we're sitting on the couch or whatever, but we're not really at home.
Right.
Marriage, children's friendships, church, our mental and our emotional health, all of those we sacrifice. Some of them we don't even realize we're doing it until it's too late. But have you ever found yourself out of balance?
Oh, yeah. And like I said, right now I'm kind of going through a balancing act that I need to figure out, or it's just kind of hard to turn off,
Yeah.
and get into a relaxed mode.
Yeah.
Drives my wife insane, but she'll tell you I'm not a relaxer.
Yeah.
And I've always got to be busy doing something. And it's gotten kind of bad lately in particular. So I need to figure that out.
Do you think that's a coping mechanism?
Probably. Yeah, it's easy to stay busy.
Yeah.
You stay busy, you don't have to really
Yeah.
consider things,
That's true.
That's kind of been my go-to forever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it makes sense. I think we all go through those stages where we're battling stuff, whether it's emotional stuff or whatever, and we just try to keep moving,
mhm.
keep doing stuff, push it down or whatever. But all right, nobody wants firefighters who don't care. We've talked about this before too. You run the exact same call over and over and over. We were just having this conversation at the table a while ago.
We were. Yeah.
It's easy to get to a point where you're not as compassionate as you used to be. And that may bleed over into other areas of the job. It's not just the same person that you've run 100 times. It could be other parts of it too. But so we're passionate about our job for the most part. How do you think we stay passionate without becoming, it's kind of a two-part question,
Yeah.
without becoming consumed with it, but stay passionate about the job? But then also, how do we stay compassionate when we're dealing with the calls that we discussed a while ago, where we're running the same person over and over and over, and you run them at 3 a.m. and you say, what's going on? Well, my stomach's hurting. Well, when did this start? It was about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So kind of a two-pronged question, both of them about the passion for the job, but both of them kind of go a different direction too. So how do we stay passionate without being consumed with this job?
Passion for the job, I think, is pretty easy once you get over, that hump that everyone hits. As far as like compassion with those calls, I think that takes a conscious effort.
Yes.
I've had to tell myself before, on a headache at 3 a.m. when there's 7 cars in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I've had to consciously talk to myself about how I'm going to treat this quote unquote patient. It's hard.
It is. It can be for sure. I think a lot of it goes back to priorities, and we talked about balance a while ago. As far as being passionate without being consumed, I think that goes back to some of the priority stuff. We still give everything, but we have to have things in order too.
Right.
To combat that, do you think firefighters should intentionally develop interest outside of this job?
I think that's a very healthy thing to do. Yeah. And I mean, that's hard too, because the longer you're here, the more your life outside of here revolves around people from here.
Yeah.
So your closest friends a lot of times end up becoming people from the department.
Yeah.
Your wife will hang out with departmental people's wives. It just, that's how it happens. So if you can find another person that you're friendly with and your family's friendly with that can develop interest outside of fire stuff, then that's a healthy thing to do.
I think that's a big, because me and you always seem to go back to the mental health side of this too.
Mm-hmm.
And having those interests, whether it's friends that you can get away from here and go do something else with, go to the lake or whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
Hobbies. So I started this podcast because I've talked about it a bunch, but end of last year, early this year, run some really, really bad stuff that brought up stuff from years ago. Having an outlet, I think, is important. And beside the point of it just kind of keeping us balanced, and being an outlet for our mental and emotional health, it helps set those priorities and that balance within the fire service too.
Yeah.
So I think it helps us all the way around. So none of us like to think about this, but one injury, one diagnosis, one retirement can change everything. We kind of seen this lately. We've had 3 or 4 people on light duty.
We can't keep people off light duty.
I know it. I don't know if they just love being on light duty.
I think they might. A couple of them.
Yeah, seems that way. And then with Battalion Chief Chad Hendricks.
Yeah.
Retired less than a week or right out a week later got diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
And update on him, all the cancer is gone and he's doing good. So that's...
which is that's a miracle.
Yes, absolutely. He had a very invasive surgery and they were able to take care of everything. And he's clear. So we never know. And I've thought about this a lot. We've got everything squared away and everything's going good. And then all of a sudden, bam, something happens, comes out of nowhere. Why do firefighters struggle with leaving this profession, whether it is from an injury or even retirement? Retirement you can see coming, it's happening, but why do you think people struggle with that?
I think, like we said, it becomes your identity, but it's your mindset too. I mean, it's can you, you're closer to retirement than I am, being a much older man.
Thanks.
And do you have a plan for retirement? Can you picture yourself in retirement? I can't, for me. I don't know what that looks like.
I've thought about it, but I don't really know what I'll do. I got to do something.
Yeah, you got to do something or you go crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I have thought about, as far as a job after retirement, some kind of safety something somewhere. But in that too, we want to travel. Our kids will be. I'll have one daughter at home when I retire. There's things we want to do, but I still got to have a job because we got a good pension and state pension,
right?
But we got to survive.
Well, even if you could, squeak by on our retirement, you still want to do something just to
stay busy, and stay moving. We've seen people who have retired and then just sit. And they wither away.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, so you gotta do something. I don't know. That's a weird question that I've never thought about from that angle.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't picture it.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got to do something. Like you said, a safety thing. You could always. Yeah. That's a good thing about our job and some of the certifications we get. We can spin those into some kind of private sector. Safety thing, but I don't know.
You got me thinking.
All right, well, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one with no plan.
Yeah. We'll wing it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep. All right, the goal isn't loving the fire service less. That's not what we're trying to say. We have to love what we do, and if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. That passion pushes us to be better, to train, to take classes, and increase our knowledge base, and that helps us. So we're not pushing for you to love the fire service less. The goal is loving the other important parts of life just as intentionally as we do the fire service. If the fire service disappeared tomorrow, what would still define you?
I think it's, at this point, and it sounds so cliche, but at this point it's gotten so into me that I would still have a love of helping people.
Yeah.
I would still want to do that in some capacity, even if it wasn't this job.
Yeah.
I think that becomes kind of addicting. There's a lot of calls you go on where you don't really know if you did anything that mattered or not, but then you have those few calls where you're like, I earned my money. I changed that person's day for the better.
Yeah.
And that's addicting in itself.
Yes. That is what we're doing this for.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about the fire service, though, and it usually never fails, we run that call and it goes really good and we help somebody. And like you said, they're having the worst day ever and we make it better. So we get through with that call and we're headed back to the station and tones drop for something else and we screw it up.
Yeah.
It seems like that happens every single time.
Yeah.
It's weird. But we've talked about how the fire service will expose you too. There's so many things that, and it's kind of been an ongoing topic lately. When a training topic comes up and we're, maybe we don't want to do that specific training or we're uncomfortable with that or whatever. So we just brush it off and we don't do it. But then we get on scene and then we're exposed because we need that skill.
Yeah.
And we're not proficient on it. I would hope my role as a husband and a father would outweigh everything else. All right, let's do something fun right here. I think we may have touched on this last time you were on.
Okay.
Let's do some rapid fire stuff.
Oh, man. Okay.
Outside of firefighting, what hobby keeps you grounded?
Playing guitar.
Okay. I like that one.
It's a fun one.
What are you into right now as far as music?
A little bit of everything, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have. I float around to different genres.
Bluegrass?
A little bit. I know that's more your deal.
Oh goodness.
I'm more rock based, but a little bit. I could appreciate some bluegrass.
Okay.
And just some good guitar picking.
Okay. Have you ever listened to Billy Strings?
I have.
Have you listened to his bluegrass stuff?
He's incredible.
Holy cow!
He makes you want to throw your guitar in the trash.
Yeah.
And go do something else.
Yeah, he's amazing. Who had the biggest influence on your life?
Probably becoming a father, I guess. So I would say, in a weird way, my son.
Okay.
That kind of
No, I get that.
gave me a totally different purpose.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff.
So,
All right. What is the best advice that you have ever received other than the Apex story?
how about let's go with an old Ronnieism, and we'll just say slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Okay. I did just think of one.
Did you?
You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should listen twice as much as you talk.
That is very good advice, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. No one's ever told me that because I'm a great listener.
Okay. Okay. So what, little deeper, what do you hope people remember about you?
That I genuinely cared about other people and their well-being, and wanted the best for everyone around me, everyone that I'm involved in, directly or indirectly. I want the best for everyone I care about, basically.
Good stuff. One thing every firefighter should protect.
Well, I mean, their mental health, I guess, because that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Easy one to let slip, and when it does in this job, then everything else slips.
Yeah, that's true.
Your relationships, personally, professionally, your family. You got to protect yourself in that regard to protect everything else.
Yep, that's true. All right. What's one thing every firefighter should never sacrifice?
Their morals,
Okay.
I guess,
That's a good one.
you can, you said.
I was thinking integrity.
Yeah.
It's kind of along the same lines.
Yeah, because you can lose that
Yeah,
over a period of time.
absolutely.
You get pretty slack with things.
Yep. All right. So open discussion time. What's one thing about identity or purpose or balance that firefighters aren't talking about enough?
How hard it is. I mean, at least it is for me. I struggle
Me too.
with the balance.
It is hard. I mean, I'm just now kind of like, I don't have it figured out, but getting where I guess I have that balance a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm almost 13 years in. It takes a while. It is
Yeah.
hard to get all of that squared away the way it needs to be.
Well, and we do kind of culturally perpetuate like you've got to be ate up with it. You got to be all about it, which
Yep.
you do have to be really passionate about your job and
That's right.
about growing and learning and being the best you can be. But you have to have a balance.
That's right. I think that's why the divorce rate is so high in this. And not to say everybody who is ate up with it goes through divorce, but we see that a lot.
Right.
They devote so much to this job that they forget about everything else. And yeah, it takes a toll.
Yeah.
All right, open discussion. Anything, anywhere, any topic that we hadn't covered that you want to get out, now is your time to shine.
Well, all right. I have one thing.
Okay.
So on the first podcast, you had me on.
Yep.
You rapid fired me about who's the best cook
Okay.
in the department, and I have heard about this probably every shift since then
I know where you're going.
from my entire crew. So, mainly Kyle, because Kyle is problematic.
I think he is the one who told me about this.
Probably he's the one that told everyone about it. So that checks out. But I would like to amend my earlier statement. A lot of people are good cooks in the fire department. Kyle is an adequate cook.
Okay.
He is capable of making food that is fit for human consumption. It's not Sean Pruitt food,
Yeah,
but it's okay.
it'll do.
It'll do, pig. And a lot of people are good cooks,
Okay.
not just Sean Pruitt. So
Okay.
I want to let him know that he is a good cook as well.
I will say he makes a good steak.
Kyle?
Yes.
Kyle is a good cook.
He
All
is.
jokes aside,
He is.
he's a good cook.
And maybe best steak I've ever had, Kyle cooked.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can do it.
All right. Well, I mean, he is. He cooks some good stuff, but he took umbrage with the fact that I specifically said Sean Pruitt.
Put it all on Sean.
So, no, he's a good cook, as are many other people.
Yeah. And some people are not.
And some people are not.
Some people are adequate, like you said.
But he's okay. Who's the worst? Who prepared the worst meal you've had in the fire department?
Ooh. One comes to mind.
Okay.
Scotty Fillers.
I've never seen him cook anything.
Well, it wasn't. He made bacon one time.
Okay.
And I don't remember if it was just we were doing BLTs or if it was during breakfast. I don't remember. But he had a plate with some napkins on it to put his bacon on, let it set for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He flash cooked the bacon at like 3,000 degrees and burn it in like 25 seconds.
Right.
Set the napkin on fire next to our stove in the kitchen.
Right.
At the station. Set the napkin on fire like it was a whole string of things
a
that
series
happened.
of unfortunate events.
And then I'll throw this one in because it just popped in my mind. And I mentioned this on our very first podcast, and I got called out about bringing it up. So a person that is currently on my crew cooked steaks one night.
Okay.
All right. And
I'm thinking.
You'll probably remember in just a minute. But anyway, he cooked steaks one night. We sat down at the table, and they looked amazing. And we slice into them. They are not even pink in the middle. They're still blue looking.
I do remember this.
And everybody just sucked it up for the sake of, all right, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
You didn't want to say, hey, dude, this steak is blue.
Yeah.
So we all just kind of nibble around the edges.
Tried to find the hot spots.
Yeah. Until the one who cooked them stood up and said, man, these are raw. I got to go cook it some more. And then every one of us got up and went to the stove to finish cooking it.
Yeah.
That one was pretty rough.
That's funny. That was, which you never see like Brad cook.
Yeah.
Because he had that situation with the brats.
Yeah.
That time when he was brand new.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, I guess I'll just never cook again.
And hadn't.
Yeah.
I undercooked sausage for breakfast one morning, and Battalion Chief Mitchell still brings it up.
Really?
Yes. Like it was such a simple thing. And I don't cook sausage anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think I've cooked it since.
That's funny.
All right. So I started this new little segment. It's called Faith and Fire, and we'll just read a Bible verse and talk about it for a second. I think it doesn't matter if you have a faith background or not. I think it's good principles for all of us. So today it is Galatians 2:20. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me, and the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. And I think this verse reminds us that our identity isn't in our profession. It's not in our rank or our accomplishments or even our service to others, but it's found in Christ. That's the entire theme of the episode. As firefighters, we identify ourselves by what we do. We talked about that in the very first segment that we talked. As Christians, we're called to identify ourselves by whose we are, not what we do. And it's important because no matter what we're doing, we have to be rooted and grounded in something bigger than ourselves. So it doesn't matter what profession we're in. If it ended tomorrow, what would your identity be? And that's just a question to think about. I think it ties directly to the title of this episode. And the title is, Who Are You When You're Not Wearing the Uniform? The answer isn't I'm a retired firefighter. It isn't I'm a lieutenant. It isn't I'm a chief. It's that your identity is rooted in Christ first. Everything else, including the fire service, is just a role that we fill. But it's not who we are. All right. We've talked about some pretty deep topics. Let's lighten things up. What is your favorite family tradition?
We play games a lot at dinner.
Okay.
Play a little card game, board game, or something.
Okay.
Those are fun.
We do. So my daughter loves games, and you do it through Netflix somehow.
Yeah, we've played those before.
There's Pictionary Air.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Pictionary Air? Yeah, Pictionary. But you play it through Netflix, and then your phone. You do it on the TV, and your phone's the controller.
Yeah.
We've been doing that. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, those are cool.
Favorite vacation? What is the? I don't even know how to ask this. This is so stupid.
What are you getting at?
What is your most favorite vacation? All right, what's your favorite vacation?
I'm kind of a cabin in the mountains person.
Me too.
My wife is a beach
Mine too.
person, so we go to the beach.
Yep.
One day we might do some cabin in the mountains, but
Man, that is us.
we typically do beach.
Yep.
So
All right, I got 2 more questions for you.
okay,
What's something people would be surprised to learn about you?
I think I'm kind of an open book. I don't know that I have a good poker face. You know what I mean?
You're pretty open. Okay.
So I mean, sorry, I don't have a good. What about you? Tell me something.
I have been a musician for.
Well, I knew that. That's not surprising.
Well, you're not the only one listening.
Nobody's surprised about that.
I do woodwork.
I know that too. I know all this about you. None of this is surprising.
That's about it. I do this really awesome podcast.
You do?
I don't know. I guess nobody's surprised by anything anymore.
I'm not surprised.
Whatever. All right. So that one didn't count.
All right.
If you weren't in the fire service, what career do you think you would have chosen?
I went to school initially to be a psychologist.
Okay.
Honestly. Briefly.
Is that one of the mental and emotional health thing appeals to you?
Maybe, yeah. It's just always been interesting to me,
Okay.
the way people think, what molded people to think that way.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a rock star.
Okay.
That didn't happen.
It just didn't pan out. But it's never too late, though.
Never too late, yeah. It's kind of too late.
Oh, well. Yeah, maybe.
Too late.
All right, last one. What's something that's still on your bucket list?
A lot more travel. I really want to see the world more.
Yeah. We were talking about that last night. I think like Scotland, Ireland.
I would love to go to Ireland.
It'd be beautiful.
New Zealand.
Yep.
Be really pretty.
So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, then. Well, Axel, thank you for coming back. This conversation reminds us that being a firefighter is one of the greatest professions in the world, but it was never meant to be our entire identity. The uniform is something that we wear. It ain't really who we are. One day, every one of us will work our last shift. And the question is, when that day comes, what will remain after that? Hopefully, we'll still be known as people of faith, people of character, great spouses, great parents, great friends, and still be known as servants to our communities. Those are the identities that never retire. They go with us long after this job. So thank you for listening to Wind the Q, the Stories Behind the Sirens. Stay safe, take care of your crew, and take care of your family.
Boots hit the floor. Jump in our gear. Mask, gloves, door, screaming down the street.
Before we wrap up, if you've gotten value out of this podcast, if it's something that you listen to, that you share, and that you believe in, then there's a way to support it directly. We've set up a monthly support option through Buzzsprout, and that link is in the description. Everything that goes into this, the time, the equipment, the production, it all adds up, and that support helps us keep this thing moving forward and growing. If that's something that you want to be a part of, we appreciate it. And if not, just keep listening, sharing it,
Send it to your crew. That matters just as much, but we appreciate all of it.